Carlton lineup, a couple of changes for the Blues with Velado and Austin coming in for Keck and O'Connell. These two teams, of course, met just a week ago in Perth. It was a close game until the final quarter. Carlton kicked 4 goals to 1 in the last and won by 20. What a moment this is for the West Coast Eagles, playing finals football for the first time. I mentioned the last time the Blues played finals was 2020. That was the first year of the West Coast Eagles, and they have made it to finals for the first time. Keely Shearer, the youngest player in the history of the Carlton Football Club to play 50 games in the AFLW at her age. So the youngest ever to reach that milestone. She turned 22 just over a week ago. So we're just about ready here. As Sarah mentioned, the winner goes through to face the Hawks in a semi-final. Season over for the loser. The Bunnings Warehouse lineup for the West Coast Eagles. One change, Wrench back from suspension. McGrath goes out of the side. There's a nice mix of experience but very exciting youth scattered throughout this West Coast Eagles lineup. Eagles won 4 games, a club record under Daisy Pearce last season. This year 6 and into finals. And here they are, ready to show themselves at the most important stage of the season. Carlton and West Coast in an elimination final, and McKay's up to knock it down. Picked up in the middle by Lewis, and she gets the first kick of the match up towards centre half forward for the Eagles. Bashed on by Riggs. Britton going past, little soccer. Might see a few of those in these conditions today. There's a high tackle, and Gibson's going to have it. Abby Holmes has made her way up to the box to see her former premiership teammate from the Adelaide Crows get West Coast moving forward. So Gibson, 52. Kicking inside 50. Roberts had a good read on that, but it slipped through her fingers, and these conditions are going to be tough for marking, Abby.
Yeah, it's going to come down to who really can settle into these conditions better. That was a great lead and leap by Roberts. Unfortunately, the footy just snuck through her fingers there, but a great spot. Kelly Gibson just kicking it to a really dangerous position about 10 metres out from goal.
Toss back into play. Pitches at the feet of the rucks. Fitzgerald gets the clearing kick for Carlton. Cleaver is there, but Hannah gets across. Shearer in game 50. And pass to by Hannah. Off to McKay. Right there with her, Swanson. This is going to be... Swanson thinks it's hers, and the boundary umpire's having none of it.
Tara Bohanna really high up the ground, of course. Would have to be in the conversation for one of the recruits of the year. Coming across, the ex-captain, of course, from the Gold Coast Suns. Just been so influential for the Blues in attack this year.
Yeah, there's been a potency about Carlton this year that hasn't been there in previous seasons. Here's Mimi Hill. And pick it up. They're on Fitzpatrick. Swarmed upon Lewis's hand pass. Pinched by Fitzpatrick. She kicks it through the middle of the ground. Scholes has played every game this season. She's tackled by Wrench. McKay, likewise, first season, every game. Scholes gets it off to McKay. McKay around the body, kicks Carlton inside 50 for the first time today. Up goes Rue. Scholes collects. Lost. Roberts in that tackle. Attempt from her, and now she takes it over.
We'll speak about that potency that the Blues have had in attack this year. It's been nice to see that come to fruition. Matthew Buck, throughout the entire pre-season, continued to say he was really pleased with what they had been building and had built defensively, but they really wanted to work on their offense this year, and we've seen that.
So McKay and Harrington. Harrington, part of that last Blues final side in 2020. Good smother. Carlton on the attack through Harrington. Wrench attacks it, couldn't take it. Picked up by McKay. Off to Mimi Hill, a banana towards the teeth of goal. In front, Austin, back in the team. Tries to get away from Wafer. Gives it off to Aaron Fitzpatrick. And she has done this all year. What a season for the All-Australian squad member. Carlton fans delighted to see the opening goal. 12th goal of the season for Aaron Fitzpatrick. It's very Irish jig weather. This is very Irish jig weather.
Hill just finding the boot with the ball, but Mia Austin back in the side, game 5 here today. Just the ability to shimmy and shake, to get rid of the defender, to stay nice and composed, and ultimately find Fitzpatrick on the outside. What a finish that is.
So Carlton with the opener. Five throws it in the air. LeKay with that leap knocked it down, but LeKay goes to work. Abby McKay socket by LeKay. Inside 50, Vesio's there. We're going to see a lot of soccer today, I suspect. Took about 35 metres towards the wing. Bushby worked it back. Thomas off to LeKay, slaps it on the boot. It's over Fitzgerald's head. Velado on return, had a good year, her best year. Slips off the chest of Shearer. Well done, good hand pass coming out there from Kavanagh. Off to Smith, who kicked inside the 50. Lauren Wakeford couldn't get the handle on it. Goss could. It's a slippery pill. Roberts soccers it away from Fitzgerald. Velado needs to be clean. Pushed off the kick. Riggs applying the pressure on Finn now too. Gibson tackle, dispossessed. Cries of ball around the ground. Fitzgerald. Out towards the boundary it goes. Patrick will keep it in. Her kick smothered. Great stuff from Wakeford. Bushby taken clumsily. That's a free kick to West Coast.
Lou Painter has gone down, just grabbing at that left knee, which is not what you want to see here. The trainer immediately putting the hand up. This is the round 1 Rising Star nominee from this year, and Rising Star she absolutely is, so fingers crossed. She looks in a world of pain now.
Oh, that is no good at all, and a real concern for Daisy Pearce. Made an immediate impact at AFLW level, kicked 3 on debut against Gold Coast in round 1. She's getting to her feet. Hopefully this is not a serious injury. Getting plenty of shots lately. 4 goals, 8 in the past 5 games. Is there something structural here to be concerned about? She'll go off for further assessment, but that is encouraging. Very encouraging.
Fingers crossed Sarah Ollie will be all over that, no doubt.
Get down to Sarah in just a moment. Get a condition update as well. Harrington on the left boot. Bushby got a bad bounce. It's away from Fitzpatrick. Thomas pushed as she kicked. Harrington, whack. Get out of here, she said. Boots it clear of the defence. Zoe Wakeford. Good tackle, Shearer. No escaping that. Managed to knock it out the back towards Smith. Smith in game 75. A fine achievement. Former Bulldog and Docker. As that's taken over by Bushby.
There is Lou Painter in the hands of the physio downstairs, but it's interesting, you know, not only is it the conditions that it's going to make it tricky with the ball handling front, but it's also the heat and the intensity of finals footy. Very interested to see how the West Coast Eagles handle that. We heard Bella Lewis and Daisy Pearce say that they trained during the week with crowd noise in the background just to try and really build it up, because that's what they needed to expect here this afternoon.
I think they might have needed to put the sprinklers on and get the,
yes,
the wind machines cranked up too.
What's it over in Perth today, 24 and sunny?
Yeah, I'm sure. Here's good. Hill knew she was going to get nailed by Wakeford. All happening right down in front of Sarah Ollie watching on. Sarah.
Start of November, but it feels more like the middle of July. 11 degrees right now, but it feels like 7.5. So chilly conditions for this final at Icon Park. Still waiting on word from West Coast when it comes to their star forward, Lucia Painter, who's kicked 9 goals for them this season, their leading goal kicker.
Just doing all the relevant structural testing there on that knee. Good down, good tap. Hill back inside 50. Coming to meet it, Thomas. Caught by McKay, holding the ball. Soph McKay playing her first final. Nice early moment for her. Will be too far out to score now, told to play on. Off one step, boots it into the pocket. It's marked by Cleaver. Cleaver takes some ground and sends it out beyond defensive 50. Riggs up in the pack with commitment. Good down, off to McKay. Inside 50, but Hannah out in front couldn't hold the mark. They charge in from all directions. Cleaver with the tackle, pulled away there by Roberts. Couldn't find a teammate, might go again. Roberts closed down. Goss out the back. Finn, her kick smothered. Well done by Wakefer. Now a strong tackle on Fitzpatrick. Paddled forward by Hill. Kavanagh there, couldn't take it. Thomas gets a clearing kick. Coming up to meet it is good. She's knocked off it. Good use of the body there from Dalgleish. A chip pass. Cordner bashes it away. Got it clear of Riggs. A little kick out of the pack from Lewis. Riggs almost held when not in possession. Still going after it. Tackled, caught, holding the ball. It should have been no free kick for Gearan. The Blues will keep it in. Gearan, though, met by Roberts. That was decisive. And Britton spirals it around the wing.
It's tough work early. It's going to take probably the first 10 to 15 minutes just to get a feel for the conditions. The Blues then was set up really well behind the footy. They're rolling that spare back. So when the West Coast Eagles do win possession of the ball, they need to look probably a little bit more laterally to allow their forwards to get back and structure up well.
Centre wing, broadcast side. Finn there, trying to trap it, getting it knocked out of her hands. Roberts has a couple of metres. She doesn't need many. Took on the tackle of Goss and brushed it. Roberts, one of the real stars of this competition. Over the back, Gibson from the pocket, looks towards goal. It is across the face and will skid over the boundary line for a throw-in.
Seen her kick one from there. First quarter of the grand final in 2017 that got us going. Kelly Gibson just loves the big stage. It's great to see her back fit and firing this week. Of course, exited the game early due to illness last week, so good to see her back at full fitness for the first final for the Eagles.
Then the Eagles find their first goal in a final here. Tapped down by Good to Dersma, who's caught by Gibson. Clever tap on Good to Vesio. Sheridan Good a good piece. But a chance for Gearan to clear. Towards by Hannah. Bounced off the back of her head. She'll sock her forward for the Blues, and that works. Scholes is there. Wakefer with her. She's coat hanging, and the umpire's there to play the free kick.
It's more of a professional free kick. I'm going to go with Wakefer. She needed support in defence.
Scholes inside the 50. Gets to the back, Finn, quick hands away. Now we know that Sophie McKay likes to snap. This time she is inaccurate.
Well, it was the West Coast Eagles with all the territory early. They had first 3 inside 50s, but a lot of their entries have been quite shallow. They haven't been able to generate until that last kick, but that is where, for the Blues, with their opportunities, 2 scores from their 5 inside 50s so far.
Thomas brings it in. Taken by Kavanagh, gave it off to Hooker. Is this her last game of AFLW? Dana Hooker, what a career she's had. An Orgle Dogger and their first best and fairest. An Orgle Eagle and their first best and fairest. And a champion for a long time. And look at her go. She wants to keep on playing. So West Coast forward again. Vesio playing for the free kick. Little soccer. Couldn't get it through the congestion. Picked up by Roberts. Her hand pass is pinched. Good. Out the back. Fitzgerald. Harrington almost took the mark. Under pressure works it forward. That's a clever kick in the end, and Scholes can just take a bit of a breath here. Misses Fitzpatrick. Smith. Straight to Vickers. And Vickers plays on. Goes towards the top of the 50. Harrington's an imposing target. Too tall for Roo. Open forward line for the Blues. Harrington wants to take advantage of that. And she goes to Bohanna, who used her body on Cleaver perfectly.
Great work by Harrington. Had Rue just trying to professionally hold her up in defence. But Harrington just managed to snap the ball around the body. Wanted that genuine one-on-one with Tara Bohanna, because if you're in that position against Bohanna, 9 times out of 10, she's just so strong in the body and reads the flight of the ball so well.
For Carlton's second, she drives it through, and the Blues have got the start they wanted. Goals now for the season for Tara Bohanna. Robbie Holmes mentioned what a pickup she had been for Carlton this year. The likes of Scholes, who's gone forward as the season's gone on, and McKay up there, that have got an imposing trio of key targets. And then, of course, Aaron Fitzpatrick at their feet.
There was Rue just trying to hold up Harrington, but just wheeled and went straight away. A long ball deep inside 50, where there was that genuine one-on-one. Tara Bohanna just so strong in the body, reading the flight of the footy, and the Blues have now equalised on that inside 50 count, 6 apiece. But the difference is that they've been able to capitalise. They're making it count, 3 scores from those 6 entries, so they're running at 50% score rate.
Well, let's get down to Sarah Ollie, because there's a bit of news around Painter on the boundary, Sarah.
And some good news when it comes to Lou Painter, who had her knee assessed. She is good to go.
That is fantastic news. Terrific young player. Made a real impact this season. Gearan couldn't take it. Whacked on the boot by Lewis. A bit of an up and under. Hill clean. Comes away towards Fitzpatrick. Wrench with the spoil. Taken by Hooker. She's tackled immediately by Dersma.
You mentioned Dana Hooker, and obviously retired last week. Had to wait for a few days just to see how things are going to play out. But what an incredible ride of emotions that would have been, just waiting to see if they were going to feature.
Scholes working it out. Going back, Britton couldn't get it. Cleaver's tackled by Shero. Goes again, tackled again. Ball comes free. Britton had a kick smothered off. Ruitt ricochets to Dersma. She's now nailed by Hooker. And that is a sling tackle, says the umpire. So a free kick to Carlton. Dersma's never kicked an AFLW goal, so he'll probably be too far out here. Instead, a neat little chip pass. That's intelligent football, and Hill can line them up.
Not sure how Mimi Hill found herself alone inside 50. But what great vision from Dersma there. One free kick for the sling tackle. Wouldn't mind having another look at that, but Mimi Hill, uncontested mark.
It is pulled and left. So Carlton 2-2, West Coast yet to score in their first AFLW final. Roxy Rue's going to bring it in.
And you can just see the difference in, I guess, the skill level early. I mean, the Blues are looking to own that uncontested style, and own it they are, 24-8 early in this contest, but they're playing that time in possession and looking for a kick mark style.
That is a superb mark from Roberts in the conditions. She's even doing some umpiring now, saying that it should be 50. Plays on, bangs it long, they're up to centre half forward. What can West Coast create here? Lewis tries to slap it on. There's Painter back on the ground, but she can't get it. Villato's hand pass hits the deck. Goss knocked it out. Roberts getting involved again. Quick hand pass out from Dalglish. Hooker's kick to the pocket. Skids, stops. Pressure on Cordner. So Harriet Cordner, 3rd time nominated in the All-Australian squad, yet to get the nod. What about this year, Abs? Is she going to get there this year?
Oh, it's so tough to be an All-Australian selector, but for me, career best form for Harriet Cordner, 33 years young, 3rd club, of course. But just in regard to that intercepting game and then the ability to generate a lot of their offence from their crucial defence, just been so impressive to watch.
Well, there's a quite obvious throw there that will result in a West Coast Eagles free kick. Gee, it's enjoyable watching Ella Roberts in the flesh, the way she goes about it. Free kick here with Swanson, who was the inaugural Eagles captain. And here she is playing in a final. Kicks towards the hot spot. Wakefor's in front. The spoil came from Vickers. It is teeming down now as Britton is tackled. they've put any sort of reinforcements in to prevent the flooding of the away change rooms again today, as there's a quick kick out of the pack. Carlton cleaning up to do here. Hendry's under pressure. Finn the same. Tackle dispossessed. And the umpire says a lingering tackle. Free kick to Dana Finn in the back pocket for the Blues. It's about as heavy as the rain has been. It's over Hooker. Fitzpatrick. McKay. It's towards the wing. Thomas. Dalglish. Goes inside the attacking 50 to the one-on-one, and the use of the body was good. And the mark's taken by Painter. Painter on quickly to the top of the goal square. Through the hands of Good it goes. Hilly's there. Works it back. Vickers will bring the Blues clear. Awkward sort of a kick. Cleaver and Shearer charging after it. Shearer wraps her up. Spills the way of Thomas. Shearer gets her too. In game 50, in a final, her first final, she's got a real appetite for the contest. This will be a West Coast free kick though. Britton got it to Wakefart. Wakefart kicked it straight to Vesio, who caught one for her troubles from Roberts. And that'll be 50. And Darcy V has decided off to the races down the middle. Kick inside the 50, Bohanna at the back. Is that paid? It is paid. Well, Wakeford will make the case that she got first hand to that. And the taller Bohanna plucked it from over the back.
Just see everybody getting around. Darcy Vesio, smart, just took the grass of the 50-metre penalty and went fast. Quarter time sirens about to sound. Tara Bohanna now has the opportunity to go back and kick the Blues third in the opening term.
For her second. Already 15 goals for the season for the Carlton spearhead. The kick is on its way, it is right. And Carlton with a very productive start to the elimination final. 2-3-15, West Coast yet to score. And all the AFLW finals action coming your way again tomorrow, of course. Two big ones, Melbourne and Brisbane. The Crows and the Saints. The Saints into the finals for the first time. There is so much to look forward to as we get to the pointy end of the AFLW season.
All right, there we go. Quarter time, folks, here. Elimination final. Carlton taking on the West Coast Eagles. It's Carlton at quarter time, 2-3-15. Leading the West Coast Eagles yet to score. I tell you what, it's actually a pretty good game, this one. It's a well-contested game by both teams. Carlton, tell you what, their forwards looking dangerous down there when they go inside forward 50. Of course, 5 scoring shots to 0. West Coast have had a couple of shots but failed to score. But it's a good running game by both teams. It's a little bit wet and drizzly out there here at Icon Park. I tell you what, it's only about 11 degrees and drizzly. Big crowd in, of course, watching these teams play the elimination final. But it's an absolute ring-a-ding-ding game so far. I do expect West Coast Eagles to bounce back a little bit. Of course, they've just got to get that first score on the board, get a little bit of confidence in their game. But nonetheless, they're still going okay, even though they're scoreless. But Carlton certainly, they've done everything right in this opening term, putting the score on the board here, folks. All right, let's pop on over. Let me just reload that up and we'll have a look at the goal scorers in today's game. And, of course, Erin Fitzpatrick and Tara Bonner are the only 2 goal scorers in the game so far, and they come from Carlton. Disposal getters out on the ground so far. Of course, Charlotte Thomas there for the West Coast Eagles tops the table with 7 disposals out on this wet spring afternoon here in Melbourne. Of course, she's had 7 disposals, 5 kicks. She's had 2 handballs and a tackle for Carlton. Sophie McKay tops the table with them with Mimi Hill and, of course, Fitzpatrick, all on 6 disposals each for those girls. Ella Roberts, Isabel Lewis next best for the Eagles on 5. There we go. Let's just roll on down a little bit. Lily Goss there for the Blues on forward. Dinah Finn and also Tara Bonner, as I said, 4 disposals each for those girls out there this afternoon. Kelly Gibson there for the Eagles. She's just had the 3 touches, 3 kicks so far. Let me just see if I can spot out the ruck girls there. Sarah Lakey there, 3 hit-outs there, 4 disposals, 2 clearances. She's getting a hand on the ball reasonably well there. All right, we'll just keep rolling down. We'll just have a quick look at some of the team stats there in just a moment. Just want to pull all the team stats up there for the good folks watching now. And, of course, on replay, they can have a look at all the stats. But at quarter time, team stats, it's Carlton. They're plus 13 disposal count overall. Of course, they're loving the handball. 27-12 in the handballs. They're plus 15 there. The Eagles, they're plus 2 on the kicks, 40-38. Inside 50, surprisingly enough, folks. Surprisingly enough, it's the West Coast Eagles at quarter time leading the inside 50s count 10-8. They're plus 2. 10 inside 50s for the Eagles, unable to score at the present time. Whereas Carlton, as I said, they're looking dangerous going inside their forward 50. They've been inside 8 times and they've had 5 scoring shots. So they really need to tighten up the defence on the West Coast Eagles when Carlton going inside their forward 50. Free kicks. Well, the counts are nice and square, all up there, 4 apiece there for both teams. The hit-outs, Carlton, the tall girls there doing their job well. 10-3 in the hit-out count, they're plus 7 Carlton. Clearances all pretty reasonably even, 7-6. The Eagles doing good though. The centre clearances, they've won both of them. They're 2-zip out of the centre. Carlton just slightly better in the stoppage clearances. Around the ground at 7-4, they're plus 3 there. As I said, contested ball, have a look at that, 32-35, going well above season average for both teams there. Uncontested Carlton, finding that loose ball, being able to control it a little bit more, 30-11, well, big discrepancy there, plus 19. Carlton, just a couple more marks there, 7-5. Marks inside 50, as I said, they're finding their targets well, Carlton, up there inside 50. 3, 2, 1. Just looking at the tackle count, I'm sure this will be nice and high, and of course it is. 23-22, 6-5. Carlton both by 1 in both areas there. Both teams tackling well. Defensive work are reasonably good. I think West Coast Eagles, Carlton are doing the job, everything they need to do well. I think West Coast Eagles, they just need to tighten up in their defensive down back. Carlton just looking strong there. And West Coast Eagles, their forwards, they just need to get on their bike a little bit, compose a little bit more, try to lead up their leading forwards there for their best chance there. All right, folks, let's head back down to the action. Chia, Shody in the house. All right, let's head back down for the second quarter, where it's the Blue Baggers by 15 points.
See it, don't you? Matthew Butt there. I mean, Carlton's time in possession, they were a lot cleaner by hand and foot. The uncontested possession, plus 19. Daisy spoke coming into this game about the need to be more effective with the way that they made the ball they drove the ball forward. And that's the thing that's letting them down early.
Goss gets Carlton to the edge of 50. A free kick, though, against McKay. Thomas will have it for West Coast. Thomas goes towards Roberts. Slips to the back. Dalglish will take possession. Turns tackler on Fitzgerald. Hooker pushed off it by Fitzpatrick. Tight cleaver, gave it to Hooker. She's going nowhere.
Everything's just been chaos early for the West Coast Eagles. They need to try and inject a little bit more calm. I know it's easier said than done, but the Blues with their entries, 3 marks inside 50 already. That's led to scores for them. West Coast just taking the one, Lou Painter late in that opening term, but that didn't eventuate into a score.
It's going to come back the other way now. Cleaver. Go and find it. Time to play on. Goes towards LeKay and strong chest mark. Where to next for LeKay? Thinking long, but this time the kick, that works. That'll go down as an effective kick. Lewis gave it off to Thomas. Her kick just a little too far out in front of Lauren Wakefuck.
Charlie Thomas leading disposal winner on the ground so far with 9. Already 176 metres gained, doing a lot of work defensively, trying to generate a lot in attack.
So West Coast with 11 inside 50s to 8. Can they take their opportunity here? Harrington goes up, Hill's hand pass to Harrington, missed it. Roberts goes to work, knocked away by Harrington, well played by the big ruck. Hill gets it clear, back towards the middle of the ground. Here's Zoe Wakefuck. Under pressure, hand pass, hook up, fumble. Shearer, Hill, hand pass into traffic. McKay got poleaxed in all of that. And coming through his wrench for West Coast. She's caught, got a hand pass clear. Certainly there was an attempt there to hand pass. Shearer taken out.
That was just undisciplined there. Didn't need to give away that free kick, just straight into the back of Shearer.
Sliding in McKay has dusted herself off. McKay kicks towards Scholes. Up they go, punched away by Wrench. Scholes comes away from the congestion. A hand pass to McKay, back to Scholes, the future of the Blues, but it doesn't come off here. And a great tackle from Ella Roberts, who's doing it all. It might just duck down to Sarah Ollie on the boundary.
An update when it comes to Belinda Smith, the veteran in game 75 today. She is out with a hamstring injury.
Oh, that's terrible news. Roberts, she gets the left foot kick, it skips past hooker. Look at Fitzpatrick attack at Dalgleish. Took hold of her, that looked to be out of play. Umpire lets them go, Dalgleish has it, Roberts. Towards the wing it goes. In front, Gibson being held. Thought that was a bit of a late whistle, but sometimes you just need to be content to get the free kick, and she bursts away. Gibson kicks in the Riggs direction, bit of body work from Cordner early there, did the job effectively. But look at Painter, put the head down and get after it. Wheels onto her right, a squaring kick will work, and Riggs has taken it. Riggs has a chance to kick West Coast's first goal in an AFLW final.
What knee concern, Al, for Lou Painter. How good was that? Just stayed on the footy. Probably would have liked to have seen a bit more communication with Bushby to lay a shepherd, but Lou Painter, so good in wet conditions, just took possession of the footy. Lowered the vision as well, didn't blaze away at goal. To hit Riggs beautifully on the chest.
For her first kick in a final. For West Coast's first goal in a final, she's kicked it into the mark. That was a moment. Roberts might follow up. Over the top, of course. She is an absolute jet. As much as the moment there was with Riggs, it almost seems fitting, given what Daisy Pearce is building at West Coast and what Ella Roberts looks capable of, that she is the first to kick a goal in finals football for this club. What a brilliant player.
What a sight it is to see Ella Roberts in full flight each and every week. I mean, Riggs just getting a little bit too close to the woman on the mark, but how good is that from Ella Roberts? She's defending, she's attacking, and now kicking West Coast's first goal in a finals campaign.
It wasn't so long ago that Daisy Pearce was captaining Melbourne to a premiership, and now she's in the cut and thrust of finals in a coach's box. Roberts knocked off at that time. And that is a free kick to Britton for head-high contact. And she's a little worse for wear. Mainly the neck area, so we'll be able to take the free kick. A bit of a push out there, Finn, on her opponent, Bushby. Dalgleish tackled, ball comes free, McKay, she's caught by Lewis. It's not an overly enticing day for getting outside, but this is a special occasion for both these teams. Blues first final since 2020, West Coast first final since joining the competition that same year. And the ferocity is on show. Shearer is laying tackles left, right and centre. Lewis sends it in deep, a 2-on-2. Picked up by Fitzgerald, and she gets it clear towards Fitzpatrick, who has pace. But that pace is matched by Britton, and then she scoots away. Now on Fitzpatrick. Kicks towards the wing, up in front, Austin. Cleaver there with her, intelligent knockout. Scholes towards Fitzpatrick. Scholes keeps it in front of her. Now tackled and dragged down by Kavanagh. Ball dislodged in all of that. Fitzpatrick gave it up. Renslow lost possession. The umpire will ball it up.
That Scholes, just the ability to keep her feet, a first-year player. Seen her, of course, start this year in defence, but has been so efficient and effective for Matthew Buck and his side in their forward half. So what a luxury it is to have a young rising star like Poppy Scholes and the versatility that she shows.
The Blues faithful, liking what they've seen so far, liking what the future presents with players like Scholes as well. Britton. Kavanagh's kick is smothered, but there's a free kick for holding on a lingering tackle, and Britton will have it. Kick a little shallow and good intercepts for the Blues. Kick towards the half-forward flank. Shearer there, picked up by Gearan. End over end inside the attacking 50 for Carlton. Scholes came to meet it, but wrenches there. Two youngsters go at it. Great tackle, Scholes, not rewarded. Waitful lifts the arms and evades and gets clear. And the kick's a good one to Swanson. It's been interesting watching the interpretation of holding the ball evolve across the season from the hottest of hot abs now to something a little more like what we're used to, and maybe even at times some not being paid that we think should be. Roberts kicks towards the attacking 50. Riggs is there, as well as Gibson. Took on the tackle off to Riggs. Closed down, flipped out the hand pass. Pushby needs a bounce. Finn runs the intervention there, but coming to meet it cleverly and taking it. Franklin got it out. Painter goes to work. Gearan, Fitzpatrick, Hill ran into trouble, holding the ball. Well, West Coast are starting to ratchet things up a bit here.
They're swarming the West Coast Eagles. They're locking the ball inside their forward half, and so far they've been able to make opportunities count. I mean, that goal to Ella Roberts, and now the first captain, Emma Swanson, has the opportunity to slot another.
For 6 seasons, she was captain of this club. The kick won't have the carry, and it is helped through. They are looking just that little bit more dangerous now, Abby Holmes.
We spoke about that efficiency that was lacking in the way that they were shifting the ball forward in that opening term. They've been a lot more methodical in the way that they've built up the ball. That goal.
Harrington did the early body work, but dropped the mark. Good below her knees. Austin comes up. Arm was being held there, not seen by the umpire. Thomas squirts it out. Gosto for Carlton. Kicks towards Harrington. Scholes there, tackled by Wrench. This is a good duel between those two. Umpire watches closely. Austin taken to turf. Kavanagh, mown down. Picked off by Poppy Scholes. Thumps it forward through the hands of Harrington. Hooker's there. Tackle dispossessed. Harrington pushed off her kick. It is a very physical encounter, this. Wrench goes through. Paddles. Painter attempts to sock up and get good purchase on it. McKay out. Now Britton into the middle. Things might open up here for Franklin.
Franklin needs to hold up here. The Blues had 2 spare behind the footy.
She goes in the Roberts direction, and when the ball hits the deck, she might be dangerous. Dalgleish is there too. Sockers misses.
Has the Jets on Dalgleish. The mark was taken in the centre of the ground, but if you looked up, it was the Blues that had a +2 defensively. So just that split second of composure just to hold up and allow Dalgleish to get the wheels going. Good work.
Villano and the Blues trusted kickers. Swanson working hard at the coalface. Britain's had a good game. Socked by Lewis. Finn. Hard to get control of it. Hooker. Around the body. Cordner did well there, but tackled now. West Coast are having moments here. Getting a lot more dangerous. Flicked out the side by LeKay. Britain again. Back to LeKay. Tackled, dragged down, ball comes out. LeKay up towards her sister. Abby towards Sophie. Rue. Oh, look at the ferocity on the tackle there. That was a big hit.
How good was that tackle from Rue? Let's take another look at it. I mean, Sophie McKay, clean gather first and foremost, but Rue straight onto it, no time and space given whatsoever.
That's finals footy right there, and Rue knows a bit about that, having played a couple of seasons of finals with the Fremantle Dockers. West Coast has had 5 more inside 50s in this game. Down by Good. Hill. That is a super take from Fitzpatrick. Off to Good. Floating kick inside the 50. Soph McKay. Thomas in over the top to tackle Shearer. Shearer got it out though. McKay now. Her hand pass. Straight towards Swanson, working hard. Shearer cracks in. Knocked out again by Thomas. Hill tug of the jumper and over the boundary. It is never too poor a day, too wet, too windy, too cold to indulge.
Absolutely.
The youngsters are lapping it up in all sorts of ways today. Harrington Sockers. Shearer. Here with Backer on a hammer. Fitzpatrick closed down. Important tackle from Wrench. Back as Soccer. And that is fortuitous. Lewis. So from the market, the co-captains, the West Coast Eagles. Villano, right place. Kick smothered though. Well played in there by Hooker, but it spills the way of Hill. Hill's up and under. Knocked down by Backer. Fitzpatrick out. Vickers a fumble. Then runs into a brick wall in the form of Britain. Now on Fitzpatrick again off the outside of a boot. A creative kick. Rumbles towards the line.
Everything is such hard work for the Blues, isn't it, Al? I mean, they were owning that uncontested style game early in the opening, in that opening quarter. They were plus 19, whereas the West Coast Eagles have been able to nullify that in this third term. Everything is under pressure.
McKay in front, back towards the boundary. Rue, happy to see it back over. So Carlton has not scored in the second quarter, after holding West Coast scoreless in the first quarter. Carlton in attack. Roberts tries to punch it out. Vickers comes to meet it. Latch onto her. LeKay gets down, picks it up, spills out the back. Roberts right place, right time. McKay giving her no space, but Roberts will go again. Tries to spin away. That is it. She's tough but yet elegant at the same time.
Absolutely.
Wakefer slides in, and away they go now. Britain touches down. No one comes to her. One over the top. Oh, the hand pass just lacked a bit of penetration, and Hooker had to wait. Now Shearer, who loves to tackle. All that opportunity there, it just broke down with one missed hand pass. No one in ruck for West Coast, and Good is able to belt it clear. In front for Hannah. Open forward line for Carlton, but Hannah's kick off the outside of the boots. Dersma pursues it. Rue comes out. Oh, and that is dangerous. That's diving at the knees. The most classic case you'd ever see of it. And dangerous, you'd have to say. That is why that rule was introduced. Free kick to Dersma.
And in these conditions as well, it is very, very dangerous. Lucky Dersma, straight up, back to her feet.
Dersma kicks inside the 50, gets to the back, Thomas. Clears again for the West Coast Eagles. Velado pushed Dalglish out of the road. Velado. Shearer in front. Socket by Pound. To centre half forward. Vickers. Gets it moving Carlton's way. Fitzpatrick. This is a footing. McKay. Wrench for company. Might having another forensic look at that. Umpire was on the other side near the point post.
Just Wrench back in the side after serving that suspension last week, but just the one touch before tackles. Her presence is always felt just so tough and just loves the physicality that AFL footy brings.
Harrington, quick shot towards goal. That is Carlton's first score of the term. Comes at the 17.5-minute mark. Rue wants movement towards the broadcast side. A thumping kick. Pound at the back. Roberts wrapped up and holding the ball. Umpire deeming no genuine attempt from Gav Pound to get rid of it. Roberts moves it on quickly. Britton. Versio slides in. Well controlled. Back to Pound. Well, she has a problem with Roberts at the moment. That's a sling tackle.
Just relentless in the way that she attacks the contest. Roberts, 6 tackles already before half-time. Just once again having her presence felt everywhere around the ground.
Vickers dumped in the tackle there by Riggs. So ticking up towards half-time and very much a live game here. Goals are gold in these conditions. West Coast has kicked the only one of this second quarter. McKay. Britton. Boundary.
It's such an interesting game so far. Daisy Pearce, her first finals campaign at the helm of the West Coast Eagles, but they've done so well, the Eagles, in this second term, just to take away that uncontested style and that brand of footy that the Blues have loved to own in season 10.
I feel West Coast will go in feeling a little encouraged about the way they've performed in this quarter after the Blues got the jump in the first. Half-time in the elimination final at a sodden Icon Park in Melbourne. Feels like temperature, Sarah Ollie mentioned, 7 degrees. And we are in November. There's an 8-point lead to Carlton after the Blues had led by 15 points at quarter time. Going to get some reactions down at ground level in just a moment with Sarah. But 2-4-16 Carlton, West Coast 1-2-8 at the half-time break. West Coast with 1-2 in that quarter and Carlton just the one behind. We can join Sarah now.
Mimi, it felt like the Eagles really upped the ante in that quarter. What do you want to see in the second half from your side?
I actually feel like we had a lot of the momentum. They're just hitting us a bit harder. So there was a lot of just dump kicks forward. I'd like us to have a bit more composure, even if it is really wet, and, set someone up forward.
For the majority of your side, it is the first taste at finals experience. How are you finding the tempo out there?
I think it's interesting because we played them last week, but it's definitely more intense than last week, and we're bringing that as well. But I'm just so happy to be in finals footy, really. It's so good.
Do you like the rain?
I love the rain.
Thanks, Mimi. Go well.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah, she's a bit of a mudlark. She's been very good, Mimi Hill, to half-time, and Carlton leads the game by 8 in a sudden death elimination final. Hawthorn awaits the winner. The loser goes home.
All right, there we go, folks. It's half-time. West Coast Eagles, they got back on song a little bit there. They did look a little bit better. Of course, still it's Carlton 2-4-16 leading the West Coast Eagles 1-2-8. Carlton only managed one behind in that second term. It was the West Coast Eagles. They put on their entire score in that second term. Only 8 points of margin here at Icon Park, and it should be in for a cracking game. I tell you what, as I said before, this is a fantastic contested game. you can certainly see West Coast Eagles have lifted their game a fair bit in that second term. So, tell you what, this is anyone's game at the moment. In the live chat, we've got 60% going for Carlton, 40% going for the West Coast Eagles. You know, I think this is a pretty even game here. It's just whoever's going to take their chances in this game. It's going to come down to margins. It could come down to certain plays of the ball, a little bit of luck, and all that type of jazz. I tell you what, we're in for a good game though. The crowd's loving it. It's a fair-sized crowd in there today, even though it's a wet, drizzly day down there at Icon Park. As I said, only 11 degrees. It's certainly not the warmest, bit of breeze about, so it's going to make it a little bit cool. Everyone's got their jackets on, their beanies on to keep warm out there. But I tell you what, it's a cracking game. We'll certainly be back in just a moment with the commentators. They'll give us a little bit of analysis on the opening half here, their analysis. But just looking at the goal scorers, we've got one goal scorer to add in this second quarter for the half. And of course, for Carlton, Erin Fitzpatrick and Tara Bonin are the single goal scorers for them. Pardon me. And Ella Roberts, of course, is the lone goal scorer for the West Coast Eagles. Of course, the first finals appearance there for the West Coast Eagles since they've joined the competition. And Ella Roberts was the first goal scorer for the West Coast Eagles in a finals. Well done, Ella Roberts. That'll certainly go down a little bit of West Coast Eagles AFLW history, being the first goal scorer there. Just looking at the ball magnets out there, well, Erin Fitzpatrick, she tops the table out there. Having a reasonably good game. 14 disposals there for Carlton. 5 kicks, 9 handballs. She's had a couple of tackles, a clearance, and kicked a goal. So she's doing everything right out there today. She's having a fantastic game out there for the Blue Baggers. Mim Hill is next best for Carlton on 12. Sophie Mackay on 9 with Brennan Harrington on 9 also. 7 hit-outs, 4 clearances for Brianne Harrington. So she's doing a good job out there for the West Coast Eagles. Charlotte Thomas and Ella Roberts both on 13. As I said, Ella Roberts having a ring-a-ding-ding game there for the West Coast Eagles. 13 disposals, 9 kicks, 4 handballs, 2 marks, 7 tackles up until half-time, 2 clearances, and kicked that sausage roll. I'll tell you what, she's really putting in the hard yards out there for the West Coast Eagles and giving a bit of inspiration to her teammates out there on the ground. Abby Mackay, she's had 8 disposals there for the Blue Baggers, 5 kicks, 3 handballs out there for her. Sarah Lakey for the Eagles, she's had 7, 5 hit-outs and a couple of clearances. And of course, Jessica Good, 7 touches, 4 kicks, 3 handballs, 11 hit-outs, 3 tackles, 1 clearance there for the Blue Baggers there. Just rolling down a little bit. Darcy Vesico, 6 disposals with Baroldo and Scholes, all 6 disposals there for the Blues. Lucia Painter and Kelly Gibson, both on 5 there for the West Coast Eagles. All girls certainly giving it a good crack out there today. They both know what it means. I think if they lose this game, it's good night nurse. Yibbity, that's all, folks. So they really need to win this game to keep their season alive, both teams here. And of course, both teams will be looking to win this game today. And of course, West Coast Eagles out there today trying to make history with their first finals game since joining the competition and their first finals win. Still got a half a game of football to go. There we go. Carlton leading the disposal count overall by 17, 126, 109. Inside 50, still pretty tight, 15 to 16. Both teams getting plenty of opportunity. 6 scoring shots for the Blues, 15 inside. For the West Coast, 3 scoring shots for 16 inside 50. So it wasn't too bad. They went inside 6 times, the West Coast Eagles, in that second term for 3 scoring shots. All right, let's just head back down to the commentators and they'll give us a little bit of a wrap up on the opening half.
These conditions today, as we bring up the Harvey Norman scoreboard, as you can see, the Blues with a slight advantage.
I love that. The recent data that you have, of course, taking them on last week. The Blues running out 20-point winners in round 12. But these conditions, we cannot actually stress to the viewers at home, 1, how wet it is, but 2, how cold it is. You touched on it, but it is something like you see in the middle of the drive.
It's November, and I've got a beanie on. My coat had to come out of another cupboard. I'd put it away, Abby, but the Blues are harnessing those conditions conditions very well, as is this player, a young star from the Eagles by the name of Ella Roberts. This is the first time I've ever seen her play live, Abby, and she has such exquisite skill, but she's also so tough, isn't she?
I just love watching Ella Roberts go about it. You guys touched on it, Al said it as well, so tough, and the thirst for the contest is there, but just makes everything look so easy. I mean, the composure there to pirouette and then get the ball going in attack, but 13 disposals to half-time, 7 tackles and a goal. That goal off the back of kicking the footy into the mark. Love to see that. The first goal for the West Coast Eagles in their first ever finals campaign.
And she's only 20 years old.
Wild.
So the sky is the limit for Ella Roberts. But let's have a look at last night's result also here at Icon Park. It was also a game that we saw in the last of the home and away rounds, Hawthorn and North Melbourne. And once again, it was a similar story. The Roos, far too powerful.
It was fierce, it was fiery, it was everything that you would expect for finals footy early. But at the end of the day, it was the Roos that won out comfortably against the Hawks. And the Hawks did so much right last night. Their pressure was relentless. There was so much heat in the contest. But if you let that slip for even 10 minutes, this side, this North Melbourne outfit that have now won 25 consecutive games, they make you pay, and they make you pay pretty quickly.
I mean, is anyone going to beat them? Maybe a dodgy prawn might have to go through the team for them to lose a game, Abs.
It is unbelievable, isn't it, how good they are.
Let's have a look at how the finals tree is setting up, because North Melbourne, with that win, they go through to the first preliminary final. They have the week off. As for Hawthorn, they meet the winner of today's game.
And we saw a lot of, I guess, of the Hawks go down with injury last night. So they will be sweating on the fitness of Caitlin Ashmore, who was ruled out with that calf injury. Anya McDonough finished the game on the bench. She had that knee concern as well. They had 21 plus the 3 emergencies, 6 unavailable. So for the Hawks, they'll have to dust themselves off pretty quickly, and they will, of course, take on the winner out here this afternoon.
The Hawks sitting back and watching this second half, as you are from home. Plenty more to come on the other side of this, the second half from Icon Park.
Sophie McKay kicks her first goal in an AFLW final. It will certainly not be her last.
First season in the AFLW for Sophie McKay. First goal in her first final. It doesn't need to be pretty. Just take territory no matter what it looks like in these conditions. Just the clever little toe poke. And then the composure at the end. And how's this for a celebration? I thought she'd done her hammy there for a minute now.
I thought exactly the same. She clutched at the right hamstring.
But then it was a celebration. She fooled us.
She's a character, that is for sure, and that is a really big goal for Carlton. On a day where every goal, its value seems magnified, they're very hard to come by. Gearin again. Thomas. Cleaver. Over the head of Dalglish it goes. Wakefer and Velado. Wakefer goes to ground. She's now out of the contest. Fitzgerald. Comes to Velado, head pass towards Fitzpatrick. Hooker right there with her. No chance for Gibson. Work the hand pass towards the boundary. Dalglish will keep it in, and that denies the lasso free kick to the Blues. She's pushed out of play.
You think the Blues would just be looking for a little bit more time in possession in this third term? I mean, Eagles made it chaotic in that second quarter. They got on top, but just the marks. The Blues were only able to take 3 in that second quarter, so they just want to take that heat and the speed out of the game, which West Coast are bringing.
Okay, off her hand. Big wind-up from Velado. She missed. Everyone's missing at the moment as Gibson has a go as well. Tunnel ball out the back. Roberts tackled. Fitzpatrick gave it off to Gearin. The tumble punt through the middle of Icon Park. The crowd gets excited because Scholes is there. Tackled by Wrench, and she gets it back. Caught holding the ball.
What a matchup that is, Scholes v Wrench.
And now the kick inside the 50. Just a little too much on it for Harrington. Yeah, that has been a beauty, Abs. 2 young players.
It's the number 7s for their respective sides. Scholes both won Rising Stars this year in the nomination front.
You can just hear the crowd elevate when Scholes or Sophie McKay go anywhere near the ball.
Exciting.
Knocked out by LeKay. Roberts. To her own advantage back in field towards Britton. Sophie McKay. Tackled, dispossessed. Swanson goes backhill with her. Swanson takes possession. Ricochets off Thomas to Abby McKay. Sophie McKay just gets boot to ball. A soccer from Swanson takes 30 metres, but that's a good mark in these conditions. And good. Can thrust Carlton forward again. That's not where she intended the kick to go, but might still work. Chance for Gearin. Gearin had a lively start to the quarter here. Finn got it from Shearer, and Dana Finn adds another one for the Blues. Well, that is warming Carlton hearts on a very cold, wintry type day. Finn, fantastic season for her in the All-Australian squad. You'd have to think she's every chance to be part of the team. Perhaps hasn't had her usual influence today, but she pops up there. And Carlton strings 2 goals together at the start of the third.
Well, 2 goals straight from 3 entries early in the third term for the Blues. How good was that handball? Just a quick give out. And Finn with the finish, but it is the Blues that are just owning possession. 24-6, so the West Coast Eagles just can't get their hands cleanly on the footy early in the second half.
Maddie Gearin's had 5 disposals in 5 minutes of this third quarter. From the middle we go again. And pushing the back on Lewis as she gets a kick forward. Pater. Here's the deep target for West Coast, but the ball skids over. Pater, who hurt a knee early. It's a day for the binoculars, that's for sure. Looking through the rainy and foggy conditions here. It'll be a bit of a challenge. West Coast in attack. Lewis falls forward. Finn clears. Coming up to meet it, Bohanna. Her hand pass going by Hill. Just a little too low for her. Lakato gives it straight to Bohanna. She puts it out of bounds, and this will be a last touch, a last possession free kick to go the way of the West Coast Eagles. Sana back up. Kick favours Bohanna, who comes out as though she's on the lead and keeps on going. Kick goes in the Shoals direction, almost pulled it in. Wrench there at the full, fighting hard. Now, Shera might be pinged here. She dived on that, and that'll be holding the ball.
You Matthew Buck through the offence spikes, can't you? Just going instructions to his side. They've started very well in the second half, and we're pleased with the way that they have responded after West Coast were able to get on top in that second term.
In the intercept mark, Matthew Buck in his third season at Carlton. Had a review. And things weren't going so well. He came in. It's been a bit of a slow build for the Blues. 14th, 12th and 14th across the past 3 years. He's got them where they wanted to be. The key thing he highlighted at the start of the year, Abs, was their back half to forward half transition play. They wanted to improve that. They've done that starkly across the season, become a much more high-scoring team as well.
They have. I love watching them. See, really strong defensively with their intercept game, but their offense that they've built off that in 2025, that was a key area of focus. They were so pleased defensively with what they had built. They just needed to be able to piece together that offensive game.
Averaged 24.2 points a game last season, 46.2 this year. Hill goes past. Shoals tackled aggressively. Clearing kick from back up, marked by Good. Carlton starting to get on top here as it goes forward again. Out comes Thomas, couldn't take it. Sophie McKay kicks towards Bohanna, it gets past. If this goes through, celebration time again for Sophie McKay and the Blues.
Yeah, that's
She has kicked 2 goals now in a final, this young excitement machine. It's infectious. McKay, very much the more reserved of the two sisters. Soph likes to light it up, the extrovert.
Well, Sophie McKay, 2 for the term, if you don't mind. Just clean possession. Bohanna went to go for the diving mark, but thankfully missed it. What an energizer bunny Sophie McKay is. And you look at this forward line, and we speak of this forward line now. You add Sophie McKay, you add Poppy Shoals, you add in Tara Bohanna. They've effectively built it from scratch this year, and geez, it's working for them.
Yeah, they've been huge. First season, Sophie McKay, 14 goals, including 2 in her first final. Carlton on the attack again. Shera got it out. Roberts spins through them and runs away. Ella Roberts, class act out there for the West Coast Eagles. Cordner Sockers back into the middle. It's 2. It's 2. Sophie McKay had a little hand in it. Smiles everywhere around this Carlton outfit, and has started to take this game away from West Coast. 4 goals now in the space of 10 minutes of this third quarter.
Wow, what are we seeing from this Blues outfit in this third term? 4 goals in quick as a blink. Sophie McKay once again involved, but just the speed of Fitzpatrick. Oh, he's touched on it off the top at half-time.
Wrenched away by Roberts. She's tackled here and effectively got a hold of her and affected the disposal. Fitzpatrick, hand pass out wide to Hill. An obliging bounce, a cut in field, a hand pass to Bohanna on a left boot. She bounces it towards the teeth of goal, still going and escorted over by Britain. Sarah, Ollie, what are you seeing from downstairs?
just the Blues being so much cleaner with the ball. We heard from Matthew Buck, Carlton's coach, at quarter time, and she praised her on Fitzpatrick for her cleanliness around the ball, but we're seeing it with all her teammates as well, and the Blues really getting on top when it comes to the ground ball game, and some of their excitement sheets, they are just so much fun to watch. Abby, you mentioned Poppy Schultz, Sophie McKay. I mean, they've got to be two leading contenders for this year's Rising Star.
Absolutely, they do, Says. So exciting seeing these young players, these first-year players dominate.
Rue attacks the footy. Here is Sophie McKay again, threw that out. Why wouldn't you be a Sophie McKay fan? Look at that.
Oh, I love that, of the little wave. But just as well, their effectiveness and their efficiency in the way that they have gone forward. 5 scores now, 4 goals won from just the 8 entries. So from a West Coast perspective, they just need to really lock down 1v1 here, because the Blues are just finding the space again with that uncontested game.
Gibson helping out. Roberts took them on. Just got the hand pass clear. Attempted soccer Britain. Finn tackled by Roberts. Painter dribbles it. To pick it up there. The West Coast.
Painter's had to work really hard up the ground just to try and create something around the footy. Now side by side with Abby McKay at this throw-in, so they're trying to inject some real, I guess, energy around the ball here and around stoppage for the Eagles.
So Lauren Wakefoot in ruck against Harrington. No decisive knock until it hit the deck and Painter slapped it forward. Britain, hand pass was good vision to Pushby. Her kick though, pounds, sockers it, Hill takes it, kicks inside the 50, and a good kick to Austin. Carlton's leading goal kicker for the last 2 seasons. Her kick towards Bahana. Skids to the back, McKay is there, Thomas giving her no room to move. Zoe Wakefoot rumbles through the pack to Painter. Painter's clearing kick, Pound gets involved. Knocks it away from Gibson. Gibson at the full though. Off to Pushby. Her clearing kick to the back flank. In front, Franklin couldn't take it. Gearan tackle, dispossessed. And played by Riggs. Goes into the middle. Lakay. Now the foot race. Kicks it towards the attacking 50. Lewis is there with Hendry. Hendry with body strength over it, knocked off it. Gets support from Harrington, it comes to the side. Lakay gets involved again. Carlton have dealt with it though, as they've dealt with everything so effectively this quarter. McKay knocks it out. Harrington. Finn tackled by Wrench. Dalglish under the pressure of McKay. That is a free kick. Pushing the back.
Harrington just went for 3 sockers in a row there.
West Coast fans are still enjoying themselves regardless of the way the game's going at the moment. What can Dalglish do from here? 6 goals, 4 for the season. To kick this about 40 metres in the wets. Might be a goal. Roberts in the end contested with McKay and Gearan. Another possession, but kicked it clear. And only as far as Riggs.
See Riggs is there just telling her teammates just to take a breath and settle down.
Now, runners going by, but it's a bit of candy sold. And a miss. Back down to Sarah Ollie.
Conditions definitely heavier this quarter. The rain is teeming down, and I know it has been wet for the entire game, but we did see last week, didn't we, when the heavens opened up over in the west, that's when the Blues really asserted their dominance, and we're seeing that story play out again.
So for 3 weeks, the Blues have been the wet weather side. I think it was even more torrential here, albeit in a shorter burst a few weeks ago when they played the Giants. Britain inside the 50, strong in front, Vesio. Knew the contact from Franklin was coming. Vesio drives it out of defence. Toe poke from Thomas, but Finn backs it forward, Scholes in front. Wakefer there with her. He's making some changes. Dersma and Vickers are coming on. That buck pulling the strings. Carlton has kicked the 4 goals, 1 in this quarter. West Coast just the 1 behind. Okay, out to Good. Swanson might be happy to see this over. And tried to shepherd Scholes off it. This will be a West Coast ball.
Just quick hands there. Okay, just clean, firstly below the knees, and then just get it out to Good, get the ball going forward once again for the Blues.
A scrub kick by Swanson. Scholes' pressure was good. McKay turned it over. Wakefer wants to take them on. Hand pass to Hooker. Hooker didn't take it. Roberts got one in the snout. He's okay. Near the line with McKay here and Thomas. Scholes gets involved and skips away from them. A 2-on-2 inside the attacking 50. Scherer at the back. Cleaver needs to kill it. It rumbles through. Who saw that coming? Well, Poppy Scholes was trying to find a teammate inside 50, not taking the shot. And it's that kind of quarter for Carlton, where the youthful exuberance has been on full show. And the Blues have established a match-winning lead.
A 5-goal turn for the Blues, and once again Poppy Scholes just keeping her feet when everybody else went to ground in these wet conditions. The flight of the footy just straight over the pack, and it's been their stars, their young stars that are getting involved here. I mean, Sophie McKay with 2 for the quarter, now Poppy Scholes popping up with a major. So impressive, just the youth that is coming through this side.
They've had a real spread of goal kickers this year. So 14 now for McKay, 13 for Fitzpatrick. Diana's kicked 15. And Scholes, who started back, has 10.
It's a really good even spread, isn't it? There's not just one target or even a couple up forward. They really do share the load, and their midfield like to get forward and kick goals too.
McKay's had a massive quarter. Cleaver, tackled by McKay. Britton gave it off to Cleaver under the pump. Cleaver, strong tackle. Umpire will ball it up.
Such a character as well. Sophie McKay, one of my favourite interviews, because you never know where she's going to go, where you're going to get taken.
Some are all business, some are here to entertain, Abs.
Sarah Ollie might have her eyes on Sophie for the final siren if she keeps going the way that she's going.
She's had 8 disposals in this quarter. Played a tackle, 4 score involvements, 2 goals.
Nuts.
First-year player. Flickade falls down towards Gearan, who set the tone early in this term. Cleaver in tight, gave it straight to Harrington. Harrington for goal, misses. One of the taller players in the competition, a ruck, obviously. Harrington is very clean and good below her knees.
Great athlete. Good tank as well. I mean, you expect the rucks of the competition to be able to work contest to contest and cover the ground, but such an important two-way runner.
Swanson. Here's Wakefer. And she comes through the middle. Driving ball inside the attacking 50. Riggs is there. It gets to the back, and Vesio tries to get away from Dalglish and does so. Off to Dersma, who drops it. Closed down. Hand pass poor. Riggs. Sockers. Good take there by Fitzgerald. Vesio, very clean. Gearan, not 15. Took on the tackle. Got around. Bushby. Could have been Lewis, in fact. That's front-on contact. Wrench gives away the free kick, and Goss will have it.
That was reckless there from Wrench. Gearin is another one for the Blues that has just dominated in this third term. 11 disposals, if you don't mind. 5 of them contested, a couple of score involvements. And he goes Harrington again.
So Harrington sets it up inside the attacking 50. Out they come. And the mark taken by Vickers. Vickers, 45 out. Out comes Mia Austin, and she takes the mark. And a chance to kick another for the Blues.
High fives all round for this Carlton side. And Mia Austin comes back into the team. Their first final today, game 6 for the season, and that's a strong mark. I mean, a couple of looks at it, yes, but really good fly, great kick, told her exactly where they wanted her to lead as the three-quarter time siren sounds.
It has been a very tough and challenging period for the Austin family with the tragic loss of young Ben, her first cousin. This is a beautiful moment for Austin, the whole Austin clan, and our thoughts are with them. Three-quarter time at Icon Park. A 45-point lead as Carlton has made its move in such decisive fashion. The Blues kick 6 goals to none in the term, and they turn for home with a commanding lead.
All right, folks, there we go. Three-quarter time. And it looks like Carlton are going to go on for a good victory here. That's what it looks like to me, folks. 8-6-54. They put the hammer down in that third term. Wow, certainly they did that for sure. 8-6-54. The West Coast Eagles 1-3-9. Carlton running away with this. 6 goals, 2 in that third term. The West Coast Eagles could only manage 1 behind. There we go. This could be lights out for the West Coast Eagles for season 2025. Carlton looking like they will progress into the next game of the finals. We've still got a quarter to play, but it's going to be hard to see West Coast Eagles kicking 8 goals to none in this final term. Let's just have a little bit of a glance at the goal scorers, because there was a few being put on in that third term. Of course, Sophie Mackay and Fitzpatrick, both the only multiple goal scorers out on the ground today, both with 2 goals. Poppy Scholes has 1, Finn's got 1, Bonan's got 1, and Austin got 1, all for the Blue Baggers. Of course, for the West Coast Eagles, we've only got 1 lonely goal scorer, Ella Roberts, she's got 1. Let's have a look at some of the disposal getters. Ella Roberts, though, continues to lead the way on 18 disposals, 11 tackles, 10 kicks, 8 handballs there for the West Coast Eagles. We've got a couple on 18 as well for the Blue Baggers. Guerin and Fitzpatrick both on 18. Of course, Aaron Fitzpatrick kicking those 2 goals. Wow. Thomas there for the Eagles on 17. Sophie Mackay's having a good game on 17 also for the Blues with Harrington. Mimi Hill on 16. We'll just roll down as we normally do. Sarah Lakey on 10 disposals, 8 hit-outs there. Jessica Good is having a good game. That's an all good game. 12 disposals, 15 hit-outs, 3 tackles, 3 clearances for her as well. There we go. Fitzgerald, as I said, 7 disposals for the Blues. Bushby on 7 for the West Coast Eagles as well. There are your player stats, folks. There are your player stats up until three-quarter time. It does look like West Coast Eagles will go on and win this game. Don't forget, we've got a couple of games coming up tomorrow. Of course, the first prelim final was won by North Melbourne last night. Of course, big winners over Hawthorn, 42-3. A little bit like today's game, isn't it? 54-9 so far up until three-quarter time here at Icon Park, where Carlton leading by 45 points. Don't forget, tomorrow's games, we've got another prelim final and another elimination final coming your way tomorrow. Of course, the big game, Melbourne taking on the Brisbane Lions tomorrow. About 1 o'clock p.m. Melbourne time, will be covering that game. And, of course, following that game will be Adelaide taking on St Kilda over there in Adelaide. So a couple of fantastic games coming your way tomorrow. So stay tuned for those, folks. Stay tuned for those. They're going to be ring-a-ding-ding games, that is for sure and certain. Joseph, how you going? YT Tube. Welcome to the live chat. What do we got? Looking at the live poll now, we've got 67% going for Carlton. Got a few more fans in the house tipping Carlton. Well done. I think we've got this one right today. Anyway, folks, that's enough for me jibber-jabbering on just for the moment. 3/4 time, it's the Blues by 45 points. Let's head back down to the commentators and they'll run us into the action for the final quarter. The Blues with a big margin.
In the cricket training accident, Mia Austin, his cousin, kicking a goal on the 3/4 time siren, and no doubt Abby Holmes, who that goal was kicked for.
Your heart breaks with this vision, doesn't it? You can see how much it means to Mia Austin, the entire Austin family, but just the teammates. It gives me goosebumps looking at that vision, just the love and support that has been shown there. And then a little bit of fun for Mia at the end. She knows that there's still a quarter to go here at Icon Park, but such a special moment for her and her family.
Yep. Everyone in the sporting world, everyone everywhere is thinking of you during this tough time. So a quarter to go, as you say. Gee whiz, didn't Carlton put West Coast to the... You're talking about West Coast, how competitive they've been in the second quarter. It was all Carlton in that third term, giving 6 goals to none. We'll go down to Sarah Ollie, who can get the thoughts of the West Coast coach.
Daisy, 45 points down. If this is the last quarter for the Eagles in 2025, what do you want to see?
Oh, I just want to see them compete. Like we're still going to play to win and try and score here, win the quarter as a starting point. I just thought Carlton were too physical or more physical in the contest there. So we just need to reset and go after our pre-game focuses and try and get after it and win the quarter.
Best of luck.
Thanks.
Yeah, it was a quarter of sheer dominance, Sal. I mean, 6 goals to 2 in super challenging conditions. Maddie Guillaume was huge. Sophie McKay was huge with 2 goals. Poppy Scholes continues to show class and composure beyond her years. It was just a dominant display all round.
It's the final quarter here. Roberts pinched. Shera just gets boot to ball under the pressure. Inside 50, Thomas there spins away. Gets it back towards the middle of the ground. These are the closing minutes of the career of the great Dana Hooker we're watching as she pursues Vesio. Vesio's bouncing ball, well controlled by Shera. Good hand pass to Gearan. Gearan kicks inside the 50 towards spin, off hands. Socket forward by Harrington. Little soccer attempt from Wafer. Hill in the road. Ruse hand pass. Back towards defensive 50. Bushby there first for the Eagles. Now Swanson. Swanson's kick was very clever. Deliberately off the outside of the boot. Gibson there to mark. Gibson, it's a lot of height in that kick. Towards Hooker it went. Now, it's with Painter who's wrapped up.
I just want to see continued growth. I mean, Daisy Pearce still very positive that they're going to be able to score and still roll the dice and try and win here. But if this is the final term, you just want to see them take all of their learnings from this season, and that's certainly not a good start.
Yeah, Riggs rolled the dice, but her number was up. Cleaver, tackled by Harrington. Throw it in the air.
Just from that little moment, that lack of composure there, once again sees Carlton transition, have another stoppage inside their forward 50.
Now the out-of-zone umpire, or the umpire at least further away, has seen a free kick here. It will go the way of Sophie McKay. So McKay, who has had a profound impact in the second half, has a chance to kick her 3rd goal. First season player. This for a career high equal. She kicked 3 against Gold Coast in round 5. Gets under it a touch. Another free kick in this marking contest. Another Carlton free kick. But Hannah looks like she's going to take it. No, it'll be Finn. So maybe just a bit of panic setting into the West Coast defence. Dana Finn. A breakout year for the Irish woman. And she delivers another joyous moment for the Blues. 2 goals now for Finn. Blues can look ahead to a final, at least Blues fans can, to a final against Hawthorn next week. Players' eyes will stay firmly fixed on the remaining 14 minutes of game time here, but that looms as an excellent prospect next week.
Well, just I guess that confidence that is oozing from Sophie McKay in this game, but didn't quite have the distance. Didn't matter. Finn managed to get the set shot, free kick, and send that one through for her second. Running at 100% by foot is Finn. So good on the inside, on the outside.
Mini, when you can, Mini!
Lewis, toe poke out towards Riggs. Good. Applies pressure, Wrench ran into trouble, got past McKay, boots a ball, playing in front for Lardo. Elbows flying there, didn't like the attention of Gibson. Lardo into the middle of the ground, Roberts stands her ground in front.
Roberts not able to have that same level of impact that we saw in the first half. At 13 to half-time, 7 tackles, just 7 so far in the second half.
Wrench belts it forward for the Eagles. Britton, a really good first half of football herself. In the pocket, corralled by Finn. He's out of tarmac.
It's been a little bit of the difference as well, is just the skills and the composure in the wet weather. This weather is so challenging. Just feel Carlton have read the play a little bit better and been a lot cleaner below their knees.
Wakefer to go in ruck here against Good. Lardo over it. Wakefer over her. Lardo's hands, you can clearly see, not on the ball. The stoppage. Umpire not mucking around. Comes to the back. McKay. Dalglish gets evasive. Kicks to the top of the goal square. Painter's there. Knocked away by Hendry. Vesio under pressure from Hooker. Clever from Vesio. Lewis, though, edges out Fitzpatrick, who caught up to Hooker. Now she's nabbed and gone.
Hooker wanted the free kick there, just looking at the umpire, but Vesio had some really big moments in this second half, just worked their way into the contest.
West Coast still threatening. Paint up there with Hendry, paddling. Moves to ground, pops back up, shoots it out. Wakefer on the left. Misses on the right. The margin 50. And here where Lauren Wakefer can be well pleased with her output. And a tough day today for key forwards. Vesio, long kick in. Hill, industrious as ever. Puts the head down. Wobbly kick. Taken by Thomas. Off to Roberts. Now towards Wrench. Pushed off the kick by Gearan. Goss tackled Roberts. Wins the free kick for holding the ball. Coming up for possession, number 22, Ella Roberts. She has laid 12 tackles. At the full, Lewis. Great smother Fitzpatrick. Her kick. Cleanly taken. Shearer looking for runners. Instead goes on that trusty left, but turns it over. Really dropped the mark she should have taken. And just a dance away, though, from Harrington. Kicks back towards the wing. Cleaver lost sight of it. Goes back, knocks it on. Riggs with a bit of room to assess things. Loops it forward. Wakefer. Hooker. Caught by McKay. More trouble for Dana Hooker. McKay gives it over. And Lauren Wakefer with no one on the mark. High kick inside the 50. Painter at the front of the contest. It gets to the back where Gibson works. Knocks towards the boundary line and manages to keep it in the end. Now Pater's dragged down. Knocks it out. McKay over it. Boundary throwing eventually the result. Let's get downstairs to Sarah Ollie.
Official attendance numbers are in, guys. 3,420 people flocking to Icon Park. And given just how festive this weather is, I think not half bad.
Festive. I haven't heard that word in years.
Sarah has brought nothing but positivity today. It is so admirable the way she's conducted herself in the horrific conditions outside. Wrench around the body, a behind. You'd have to think the crowd would have been double today had the weather been better.
Definitely. Pleasant afternoon, Saturday afternoon at Icon Park. There's nothing better, but the weather has certainly... We've got a lot of people sitting at home on their couch tuning in here at 7.
They will have been impressed with what they've seen from Carlton. Even if Carlton were favourites coming here today, it's the fact they've been able to kick 9 goals in these conditions displays their capacity to score, something that's been new to their game this season. And that's a good kick, sliding in Painter.
It's great composure as well from Wakefer. Utilised all of the time allocated, picked the best option. Was right into the hole in between a number of the Blues defenders, but Lou Painter just read it beautifully and slid on in. An easy chest mark in the end.
Been a real bright spark for West Coast this year. Painter's kick is a goal. And a moment to savour her first in a final. And her and those Eagles will have a role to play in finals in years to come, that is for sure. So Painter trying to rev up her teammates a bit, 10 minutes to go. Taking some real steps forward this year, the West Coast Eagles. Young players like Painter showing that they have an extremely bright future.
Well, it is the West Coast Eagles that are doing all of the attacking early in this final term, the final quarter, you would think, for their 2025 campaign, and it's this one. Lou Painter, the rising star from round 1, is just trying to get them going. She's had to do a lot of work. We know how dominant she can be inside that forward 50 arc. She's been thrown up at stoppage to really try and get that midfield going as well, but West Coast is turning the tide here in the 4th.
McKay, dragged down. Bushby to Roberts. Bangs it forward. Almost a one-hander taken there by Franklin. Leash lays the tackle. Franklin farms it out. Britton. Bushby. Back to Britton. Back to Bushby. Wherever it goes, players are under pressure. Vickers hammered by Swanson.
Hard 1v1, and they once again have taken away that uncontested style that Carlton love, and that's what really made them so dominant in that 3rd term. It's disappointing, isn't it, now that they just let that slip in the 3rd term, because here they're owning territory. 6-3 inside 50s. This uncontested possession count has flipped on its head. They're plus 19 in this term. So the West Coast Eagles, so they know they can do it. They just haven't been able to do it for long enough here this afternoon.
6 goals, 2 to a behind. 3rd term. Roberts. Very good kick. Britton didn't take it. Now Fitzpatrick gives it to Hill. Hill. The cleanest strike on the hand pass, but Harrington able to get it back to her. And Mimi Hill goes up towards Austin at half forward, playing in front, holding on. Plenty of space inside the Carlton attacking 50. First option by Hannah. But Hannah now has Hill. Hill's going to move it on. Kicks it out in front. Scholes couldn't get on the end of it, or Scholes, I should say, and Swanson there to take it. Red kick straight to McKay, Abby McKay. Blues captain. The team on the cusp of a finals victory. Socked almost dangerously by Backer out of defence. Roberts there. Bushby worked it forward. Pushed forward his painter, Vesio the tackle. That's not coming out. Umpire having a long laboured look. The ball up. Kay in front. Hill took contact. Out from Franklin and Kay. Inside the attacking 50. And paddled through. Wakefor's been pinged. No pressure on her. And a Carlton free kick.
We'll have another look at it here. Yeah, just wasn't under that immediate pressure to be able to rush that behind.
Mia Austin on the tightest of angles in the forward pocket. Having kicked a goal, the end of the third quarter scrubs the kick. Swanson high up and under. They set themselves. Hill is there for the Blues. Wrench, paddling, pushing it forward, head over it. Socked by Roberts into the middle of the ground. It skids past Lauren Wakefer. Cordner sockers it. It's like a clever cross out towards Gearan in open space. Gearan neat. Aaron Fitzpatrick. So 4 minutes to go. Takes on Swanson. Goes towards Scholes in front. Bounces away from her. Shearer couldn't quite get boot to ball. Gives it off to Goss. Goss a little banana towards full forward. Coming out to meet it. Rude. Tackled, caught, dispossessed. There's a case there for holding the ball for certain. Austin not rewarded for the tackle. Now she has it. Flicks it out. Scholes. Dishes. Goss. Caught. And Dersma who was tackled there. Free kick going away of Backer. Strong contest between Vickers and Dalgleish. Strong hands. Zoe Wakefer beats Bohanna one-on-one. Punching the ball, Fitzgerald on command. You can hear Matty Buck at ground level. Dalgleish. Wakefer in trouble. Wouldn't have got her strong enough to get the hand pass to Dalgleish. Her kick gets past good. Roberts there. Took it away from Riggs. Slipped the attempted tackle. Waits the kick towards Lewis. Just a little too much on it in the end and through for a minor score.
It was the right idea there. Viola Roberts was just trying to wait the footy to hit the grass out in space of Bella Lewis to run onto, but Matthew Barker will be pretty pleased with what he's seen by his side in really challenging conditions this afternoon.
Socked by Riggs. Goalkeeping Vesio. Roberts almost got it through towards Gibson. Fitzgerald out the back to Gearan. Up goes Wrench. Hooker will celebrate the career of Dana Hooker as it comes to an end, having announced her retirement. What a contribution, what a legacy. It's Freo and the West Coast Eagles. She was there from the start of their journeys in AFLW. Time for family. Time to be a mum now. On a full-time basis.
It has been a remarkable career, hasn't it? A few smiles there from Daisy Pearce as well. His history-making moment for that football club, featuring in their first finals campaign since entering the competition, of course, in 2020. So to see how far this side has come under Daisy's leadership, going places, it's been very exciting to watch so far and exciting for the years to come for the Eagles.
And another late touch for Hooker's a good one. Roberts couldn't take the mark. It was good service. Sherrer's over it, knocked off it, back up. Roberts goes through again, gives it off. Bushby's kick was smothered. A standing play from the Blues. Look at Hill go. Dalglish now, left foot kick towards the teeth of goal. The Blues still coming with full commitment. Cordner and Hendry. Hendry sees it out of play. So Hawthorn Carlton next week.
Massive. It's huge. In every matchup in season 10, it's going to be massive. But the Blues and the Hawks back here at Icon Park.
A bit earlier in the year at Frankston, Hawthorn won by 8 points from memory. It was a fairly low scoring affair. Feels like a fair while ago now. Carlton has certainly found its attacking flair as the season's progressed. Rue back in field. Riggs couldn't pick up gear and so clean, but dispossessed. Goss, touch ball, you heard the ump. Hannah comes up to meet it. Rich, Bushby. Can the Eagles find a late one? Roberts flies at it, got a push in the back. So Ella Roberts will have the last kick of the final, you'd suspect. Kick West Coast's first goal in a final in the AFLW. Has had a magnificent season and her 30th disposal is a behind. And that is it. On the bleakest of days, the brightest of performances from the Blues. They return to finals and they do it in style with a big win over West Coast.
We are the Navy Blues. We are the old Navy Blues. We're the team that never lets you down. We're the only team all Carlton knows. We're all the champions. They like to send up. We'll keep our end up, and they will know that they've been playing against the famous old dog Blues.
Carlton made a really productive start to the elimination final, kept West Coast scoreless in the first quarter, led by 15 points at the first change. They found their feet in the second, the Eagles, and reduced the margin to 8, but the decisive move was made in the third term when Carlton kicked 6 goals to West Coast's none. It was a 45-point lead at three-quarter time, and in the end, the Blues run out winners by 41. And Abs, this is what it all means. The family finals tree. Hawthorn and Carlton North already through to a prelim.
Yeah, we've got one of our semi-finals set next week. And West Coast, they finished well in that fourth term. I mean, 1 goals 4, they couldn't quite capitalise, but they had a lot of the play, 11-7 inside 50s. They've finished the season on a positive note. But it's disappointing because you look at 1 quarter of footy out there, that third term with the 6 goals 2 for the Blues. That's where this game really did get away from them.
Absolutely. We will take you in for all the celebrations in the aftermath of this. Sarah Ollie is downstairs. We'll get to her in a moment. We'll bring you the song as well. Carlton delighted on their return to finals football, first finals appearance in 2020, and they have won convincingly. Down to you, Sarah.
Tara, what a game. Next week you're playing Hawthorn in a semi-final for yourself. You kick to goal. How good does it feel?
Oh, it feels great. I mean, yeah, just reward for effort, I suppose. Obviously playing the same team twice. We knew West Coast would be a great outfit, and yeah, it was a good game, and luckily that third quarter for us just kind of put it away.
And as you said, you played them last week, so unusual circumstances, but in that third term, everything clicked for you. What changed?
Yeah, I suppose once you just get momentum, I guess you just keep going, right? So I think our pressure was just great, and we probably knew if we just kept grinding, it would turn our way, so that's exactly what happened.
And Mia, an incredible emotional goal from you. Talk us through that moment.
Yeah, early last week, my little cousin Benny, he passed away unfortunately in a cricket incident. So yeah, I think my family, my uncle, my cousins are here today. So yeah, I just to honour him. I know if he was here, he would absolutely love it. So, yeah, just like a little tribute to him.
Thanks, guys. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
Well, it was a beautiful moment for certain and a huge win for the Blues here. They'll play the Hawks next week. Hope you enjoyed it.
All right, folks, there we go. Game, set, and match. And, of course, Carlton, big winners here. West Coast Eagles actually winning that final term. They kicked 1 goal for. Carlton just a single goal. But it was 9-6, 60 Carlton today. West Coast Eagles 2-7-19. It was the Blue Baggers by 41 points. And, of course, Carlton, next game, they move on. They'll play Hawthorn in their next game. They need to win that to advance. I tell you what, that's going to be a ring-a-ding-ding game. Although Hawthorn got pummeled yesterday by North Melbourne, they didn't play too bad, Hawks. So that should be a fantastic game coming up next week. And the beauty of that, if they win that game, they won't have to play North Melbourne if Carlton continue to win until the grand final, if they make it. So that's a blessing for Carlton in itself. Well done, Carlton. We had the poll in there, 57% went for Carlton. So everyone got that one right. Well done to everybody. Just looking at the goal scorers, of course, how they finished off. Sophie Mackay, Fitzgerald, and Dana Finn, all multiples with 2 for the Blue Baggers. Poppy Schultz got 1. Boner got 1, Austin got 1, and for the West Coast Eagles, Ella Roberts and Painter were the only goal scorers there. And of course, being the first finals that West Coast have made, the only goal scorers so far for West Coast. There we go. Ella Roberts topped the table, the only one in the 30s. She was from the West Coast Eagles. 17 kicks, 13 handballs, 2 marks, 12 tackles, 3 clearances, 1 goal, 2. So she tried her heart out. She's a little superstar, is Ella Roberts. Of course, Gurin ended up topping the best for Carlton on 26 disposals, 22 kicks, 4 handballs, 9 tackles, 6 clearances. She had a pretty good game as well. Fitzpatrick on 23, Thomas for the Eagles on 20. Let me just roll down here before we wrap this game up. Don't forget, folks, tomorrow, there's a couple of games on tomorrow. Of course, that's Melbourne and the Brisbane Lions. That all kicks off at around 1 p.m. And, of course, the game following that should be Adelaide and St Kilda. That'll be about 3 o'clock. That'll be straight after the Melbourne-Brisbane game. In the end, Carlton, they were plus 44 in disposal count. Inside 50s, both pretty even there. 35-32, Carlton were plus 3 there. Free kicks, all pretty well tidy as well. 20-18. Umpires pretty fair. Carlton won the hit-outs by 8. They won the clearances by 14. The centre clearances by 3, but around the grounds, they were just way too good. They were plus 11 there. Pretty good high contested game there today. Plus 12 on the contested count to Carlton, so that was really good. High turnover game today, of course, is a little bit wet and slippery. 26 marks apiece. Carlton did a little bit better in the marking department. Going inside their forward 50, 7-4, they were plus 3. And just looking at the tackle count, that's what you love to see on finals football, well above season average. 79-74 Carlton, actually 5 behind the West Coast Eagles there on the tackle count, but plus 5 on tackle count inside forward 50. There we go. So another big win for Carlton. Well done to everyone at Carlton. Keeps your hope alive for 2025 season for AFLW action. Can they get the job done? We'll just have to wait and see. It's going to be an absolutely fantastic game next week. Carlton and Hawthorn. And it's lights out for West Coast. They can pack their bags. They can go on vacation already. All right, folks. Hey, thanks everyone for joining us today on the live stream. Hope you enjoyed the coverage. Thanks everyone for coming into the live chat, participating in the live poll, who's going to win, having a chat about the footy. Always good to see everyone tuning on in. And of course, we'll be back tomorrow for another couple of ring-a-ding-ding games. They should be absolutely fantastic. All right, folks, that's all I got for this one. Hey, thanks for coming in once again. Don't forget, if you enjoyed this, don't forget to like, subscribe, share the channel, drop a comment, either in the live chat or after it's uploaded. Always appreciate that. Let us know what team you go for, who you're hoping is going to win. It'll be great to hear from you. All right, folks, hit the like button on the way out. Thanks very much. And until next time, which will be tomorrow, ciao for now. And we'll see you at the next game.